You've been an inspiration both on set and off for me.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember Alexis Seeley, who's one of the best producers out there, both a line producer and an executive producer,
Yeah.
introduced us and she said, "I think you're really going to like Jason." And you're never flustered, you're always calm, you don't yell, and you're what I call it just a top-notch first assistant director.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's means a lot coming from you, but a lot has to do with the meds that I take. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'll-
We'll stay on them. And
yeah,
then personally, I see you and your lovely wife, on Instagram and whatnot, going camping, towing your little camper, and just getting away for a weekend and
yep,
really maximizing. And we both have boys, and you involve them. They've been on set with us,
yeah,
and that really did. I mean, it really was like a push towards getting my little camper and going, "Well, fuck
right,
it, I'm just going out for the weekend, you
yeah.
know."
Yeah, I remember us talking about that the first time, and I was like, absolutely. And you got like one of the coolest little campers too. It's an easy thing you can push around. I know you've had it on set with us, and it's
Well, for
cool.
the record,
Yes,
I didn't get it. True Gentleman Industries got the camper. It is
correct. It's
it is
headquarters.
it's headquarters. It's
Yeah.
business.
Are you in it right now? It doesn't look like that's
I am. I'm
you are.
in the camper as we speak
There it is.
in my backyard.
Yeah.
But my dream is to take this around the country and podcast from it, in the parking lot of an agency, or maybe it's a new podcast with just real people that I meet at the Bucky's truck
Yeah.
stop. You know,
Or Walmart. You can stay there overnight too.
have you ever done that?
No, God no.
It's called boondocking.
Yeah. No, I haven't got to that. We've become I think we have that van too. Like I've had a Volkswagen van forever. That's what we started camping in.
I
Um
don't know if I knew that. Do you
yeah, my
tow with
dad's
it?
cassette. No, it's the silver Volkswagen Hero
Okay,
van.
yes.
And I wanted to stay in that for the rest of our lives. My wife was like, "We need a better bed. We need a shower." She wanted to bring it up a level, and I just kind of fought it. We ended up getting this trailer, and now I can't like we have to have hookups. We have to.
Yeah.
So the Walmart thing, I don't think I could do that.
For
Uh,
the listener, boondocking, it is called boondocking, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
When you when you stay, it's like if you were it's a nautical term, I believe. If you were on a boat and you didn't have a slip at the dock
Hmm.
and you just kind of go off to the side, you're boondocking. You're not actually docking in a slip. And so in the camper world, Walmart has allowed people to boondock in the parking lot. There's no electrical hookup, there's no toilet, there's no dumping your septic or whatever. But it's so smart because they know you will go in the morning and buy something.
Oh, absolutely.
Food, camping gear, flip-flops.
Yeah. Get a whole new outfit.
Get a funny hat.
Yeah. Why not?
The thing about it, I was going to do it. I drove this trailer with my daughter up to Seattle, and we were going to when I was going to go alone, I was going to boondock at the Walmart like outside of Sacramento or someplace. That was the first leg. Then I found out my cousin lived 20 minutes from there and I hadn't seen him in 10 years. But I digress. So I've never done it myself. Let's get into it with, can you explain what a first AD?
Um, what we do recently, it's a lot of stuff at home.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A lot of housework lately. But no, on sets, we're kind of responsible for the overall running of the set, of the production from the beginning till end. Um,
Safety, you're in charge of safety.
Absolutely, safety is a big thing. We're in charge of the kind of the overall flow of the shoot and keeping us on schedule, keeping all the department heads notified of what's going on. So communication
Yeah.
from my standpoint to all the department heads is key. That's to the producer, that's to you as a director. So yeah, we're kind of a buffer as well from client agency world to you and most points or most times.
let me get into that in a second.
Okay.
But the duties of the first AD, I've always felt, have a producerial quality.
Hmm.
Like you have an allegiance to the producer and
Correct.
the line producer, because if you're running the ship, the director is then free to think creatively, work with the actors,
Absolutely.
work with the keys. And then you have an ultimate allegiance to, I think, the director.
Always.
But that's a great answer. But what I mean is, what I was going to say was, I think by the time you get to the shoot day or days, all of that should have been communicated.
Correct.
Like I don't wear a watch on set. I don't look at the schedule. I mean, I look at the schedule to approve it with you
Right.
and make sure the DP can do what they have to do. But it's really your set.
Um,
From a logistics standpoint, from a technical standpoint.
True. Yeah. I'm. Yes, I have to
You're
agree.
hesitant to agree, Jason. You can disagree. It's just a podcast.
Oh, no,
We're
no.
not in court.
We like it. No, I totally agree. It does become our set. I think we kind of control the flow of everything for sure. But I mean, being that it is your set though too, because
Sure, sure. I'm
you
not denying
overall,
that.
the shit rolls downhill. So when you're able to operate the way you want to operate, and we kind of give you that position to operate from that and like be calm and focused on what you're doing, the rest is kind of lays on me, and then it's my tone to the rest of the crew
Right.
that kind of sets all that. So yeah, and yeah, and it's from a producer side too. Yeah, there's a bit of that because we have to keep in mind the budget, the hours, overtime, meal penalties, all that stuff. So yeah, it's we do take a big chunk of that as well.
What just writing a note here. How did you learn all that?
It's a loaded question. I think just years of being in this business.
What was your point of entry into filmmaking?
It wasn't where I'm at, that's for sure. I actually came into the business in high school, college. I loved photography. I was shooting a lot of black and whites, 35 mil.
Look at you.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to pursue going through college. I just went to community college for a couple years.
Where was that?
PCC, Pasadena City College.
Locally.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to go out of state for that. It's a little for community college. So stay
Community
close.
college, by the way, is the best.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's the right way to go, even if you do have a master's degree in mind. Get those essentials out of the way. Maybe you change your mind within 2 years. You've kind of wasted two at a university. Parents aren't very happy about that. So, um,
And you get the gear.
what was that?
Well, you get the gear. The Santa Monica Community College has all the latest equipment and a studio, green screen studio, and a production
Oh,
studio, and a
legit.
bunch of. They didn't have Alexas, but they had like Canon, whatever the Canon sort of high end, not a consumer camera,
Got it.
so high end prosumer. And back when the A7s came out, I think they had like 9 of them in boxes unopened.
Oh, wow.
And I did a seminar there, a workshop, and they gave me a tour. And I go, "What's up?" And I told the students, like, "Do you realize for your $100 a credit or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you can use this equipment over the weekend and make a film?" And I recently saw none other than Spike Lee, one of my favorite filmmakers, say back in the day they went to film school just for the equipment.
Yeah.
Because you would take out the 16 millimeter camera on the weekend. So back to you in Pasadena, CC.
Yes. PCC.
Did you like use a dark room? Are you
Yeah.
that old, Jason?
Yeah. We had dark rooms. We got to spend time in there even after classes, go in on weekends and stuff. And
Yeah.
I love that process, like just altering the negative a little bit here and there and tone, and it was just something I started to really fall in love with. And at the same time, I was able to get on we had a family friend that was in the business. She was a production manager. Begged her for a long time to get me on a job that I want to try.
Oh wow.
And she just kept pushing me away, like, no, it's not for you.
But what did you want to do? as a photographer? What did you want to do on set that you were bugging her and
I wanted to
pestering
be
her
AP was
relentlessly?
my ultimate goal. Was I think I wanted to shoot at the time. So
Gotcha.
that was kind of my in was that. So I went and did this one job, and basically I just sat out in the parking lot and watched the crew cars all day. Didn't complain. Was happy to be there. And something happened with the production company we were working for. Their in-house runner was leaving. They needed somebody quick, so I jumped into that role at Johns and Gorman, which
Mhm.
I think you had ties to at one point. Was that correct? Did you know those?
Was that Gorman, the director?
Yeah, Jeff Gorman.
Jeff Gorman?
Yeah, and Gary Johns.
No. Never had any. Who was his partner?
Gary Johns.
Never had any connection to them other than Jeff Gorman's style and comedy were always influential
Yeah, maybe
and
that's why
inspiring.
we got in talks about that before. I think maybe that's why I thought there was a connection.
And if he's listening, he's welcome on the podcast. Helen, get Jeff Gorman on the show.
Hey, Helen, looking good today.
She's waving. She knows
Yeah.
not to talk during the recording.
Sorry.
So you take a staff position?
Yeah, so as an in-house runner, did that for like 2 years. I admired what was going on. I tried to stay on set. Like I had to run to set. Like I tried to hang out there, and they'd kick me out. They ended up giving me. They let me enroll in UCLA Extension for cinematography. I
Oh.
took like 2 semesters there. Under
What do you
John
mean they
Moore.
let you?
They
Because
paid for it.
they paid for it.
Yeah, and then it was like 2 days a week I'd
Wow.
go in, so they'd let me off like an hour early so I could get to class on time.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so I was kind of like on that road, started ACing, I was loading, we were on a job.
So there's film at this point. This is
Yes, this is film.
like late 90s?
Mid to late 90s, yeah.
You're that old?
Yeah. Can you tell? I'm right behind you, man. I'm right there.
Get your prostate checked. That's all I'll
I
say.
did, and it was great.
Okay, good. You're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Highly recommend it for everybody.
Always
Yeah.
recommend it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yes, was loading, got injured on a job, got wiped out. My back just got destroyed. I was laid out for a whole month in bed, and
Oh my goodness.
probably like another 2 months after that, just couldn't work, couldn't lift cases. So as I started going back into production, I was just kind of like the office guy, and an AD that I worked with forever, Bill Coker, was an old time AD. He just
I've heard of the famous Bill Coker.
Oh yeah, he's a legend for sure. We still chat actually.
Shout out to Bill Coker.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's the man. He's in Salt Lake City now.
Helen, get Bill Coker on the show. I love that you look over there too.
I know. I just saw something outside. So, but yeah, I'm playing with you. I think that was the correct look.
Yeah, no, it works.
Okay, good. So yeah, Bill. You know, one of my first days back to set, he always wanted me to be an AD, and I just was like, no, I'm a camera guy. So after this injury, my first day on set with him, he was like, come here. And that was the end of that. I became like his set PA, and he kind of raised me through a couple other people, also Paul DeStefano, Rhonda Ralston, and it just
I love Rhonda Ralston. I did a like 5-year run with on and
she
off
did a
with
good
Rhonda
little-
Ralston.
Yeah,
She's takes no shit.
no shit.
And I've just noticed that there's PAs,
Yes.
and then there's like special PAs that the first AD has.
Correct.
Is there a real distinction, or is that just an unspoken?
I mean, these days it's kind of like an ADPA. You know, producers, production managers, let's bring an ADPA.
But it's not an official position.
No, it's not. It's just it's somebody that we're kind of grooming to bring up, trying to teach them how to do AD work as well, and you kind of work them up through a second to a second, and then eventually they take my job. So as long as we train them well, they'll do good.
So starting from the top, there's the first assistant director,
Yes.
which is you. Then there's the second assistant director, who I I don't see as much, but I see like the two of you talking or you're on the walkie and then they're running the background a lot of times.
Yes,
They're
sir.
getting people into hair and makeup. Like they're your sergeant
Yeah,
major,
yeah.
right?
They're kind of unsung heroes sitting in the back, kind of running between motorhome set, talent holding.
And then a second is under the second.
Correct.
Is there a third second or is it a second?
Yeah, it's a you could qualify it as a third second or a second. Yeah, and that's
What
just
are they called?
additional second. I think feature
We
world TV is a little bit different, but that's kind of what we use the terms on commercials.
So you're on set with Bob Coker.
Bill Coker.
Bill Coker.
Yeah,
Bob's his brother who is a visual avant-garde video artist.
there you go.
You're on set with Mr. Coker and you're like, I'm kind of liking this. I like organization. I like being part of the team. I like being in a leadership position. And then for the listener, Jason is a DGA, a Directors Guild of America first assistant director. They make you take safety classes and probably some budget lessons and things like that. And there's a distinct, not apprenticeship, but there's a system that they have you go through to get your hours and stuff, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And so how does someone have to sponsor you?
No, not necessarily. When it might have changed since I did it 20 something years ago, but it was 600 days of work. 300 of it had to be on set. PA days, you had to show verification of it, call sheets, pay stubs.
And as a PA, or you could
Yes, sir.
work?
As a PA.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to show proof of that. You send in this big book to New York. They review it. They give you the okay, and then you're in. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start working right away, but you are
Right.
then
You're on a
in the
list.
guild. Yes.
Did you first AD before you went through the DGA program?
No, no, it didn't. Yeah, just
Because a lot of guys will do, like, I know a handful of, and I say guys because I think they're all men. I've worked with several female first ADs. They've all been DGA. No, there's one. But my point being, I say, like, at a social function, like, you don't want to go DGA? They're like, nope, don't want to do it.
yeah,
And I don't understand why, but they are great and organized. And
yeah.
like one friend of mine's in Atlanta, and so there may not be as much work. But
Well, I think
what
there's
is
quite a bit of work out there.
what is the reason that someone would or wouldn't want to?
Being in DGA, you have to do union DGA jobs. If you're not in the Directors Guild of America, you could then do non-union jobs, which might be busier for people in certain areas.
Yeah.
So if they were to only take DGA jobs, maybe they lose a percentage of their work because you can't do non-union jobs. So that's where I would see them not wanting to join if they stay busy enough.
Without it.
Correct.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, when I shot in Detroit last year a couple times, and then even in Seattle, there's really, in these secondary, tertiary markets, there's only one or two people. Like in Texas, there's two or three DGA first ADs, which I have to hire as a DGA director and signatory company. And so they're either driving from or to Austin. Like, I don't even know where the guy we found it. Oh, he was in Detroit, but there was no one else.
Oh my God.
So when you're in LA, there's tons of
Yeah,
DGA first ADs, right?
Yeah.
When you get out, and I don't work in New York enough to comment, but I'm assuming they're there. But once you get outside of Los Angeles, it's slim pickings. I'm not complaining because there's a weird, not weird, but there's a high standard of consistent safety protocol, understanding of the set. Like, I've never been let down
Yeah.
with someone who's like, this is the only guy in Kalamazoo that can be the first AD, and they're great.
Yeah. Well, I
So
think a
I'm a
lot of
big
that,
proponent of the DGA first AD.
yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of that with the last couple of years, the way things have been here in California, the lack of work, everything going out of town.
People moving out of town.
Yeah, I think it's really driven, and just talking to people, it's driven people out of this state to where they still have, we could call LA as our hub, but have a residency in Austin or Florida or wherever else to,
Wyoming with your camper.
yeah, exactly, or anywhere you want, but you have to claim residency. You have to have a place of address. You have to have a driver's license from that state. So it's a
To
big
work
thing.
locally.
Yeah. So it's. I've looked into it. I've considered it, but it's a lot to do. It's a lot of stuff to kind of move your life, and it's you have a family. It's a little bit
Yeah.
harder to do. So,
Are you an empty nester yet?
what was that?
Are you an empty nester
No,
yet?
not yet. Actually, Miles, who
Yeah.
he's been on set many times, he
Love
leaves
Miles.
tomorrow for Bali. He's gonna go live in Bali for 3 months.
Wow. Then be a digital nomad. Very sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's his thing tomorrow. Our oldest son, he's still working on an app that he's been developing for a couple of years,
Right?
so that's out and that's doing good. So yeah, we are not full empty nesters yet, but I think we're gonna end up having to leave for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked at not Vegas, Nevada, simply because there's no state tax.
Yeah,
And for the longest time, I've defended California for our liberalism, our social programs, and the wet. You can't beat the weather here.
exactly.
But that state tax in California, man, like,
Yeah, I mean, I think the weather is kind of the only thing holding a lot of people here now.
yeah.
Because other than that, there's a lot of other places you could just go and escape and maybe work more.
Do
Yeah.
you do you still shoot in Los Angeles? The majority of your gigs?
Yes. Yeah, and it's yes. So for those times where we were going out of town a lot, just to avoid the cost here and tax incentives in other states, they would take us. But with all that happening, other ADs have moved to these other states to where they don't need to take us now.
Yeah.
We don't travel as much, and so yeah, it's finding that balance of, is it feasible? Is it worth moving your location to keep working and stay busy enough to afford
Yeah.
a
The
lifestyle?
whole no, I've used Chat GPT to help me compare when Nevada, by the way, just on a personal note, my mom's in Arizona. My in-laws are in the Inland Empire, a few hours east of Los
Hmm.
Angeles. So Nevada, and my kids, my son Ben Brady moved to Greensboro, North
Yeah, he's
Carolina,
East Coast now.
and he'll be flying back for a gig, and he's flown back for gigs in the last just being gone 6 weeks, and shot in Carolina already.
Good
So
for him.
that's good.
Yeah, good for him.
And Jake, who you know as well, is going to move there at the end of this month here in
Oh
August, which
wow.
breaks my heart.
Oh,
So there's nothing really tying us here other than the weather and it's home.
yeah.
And I work probably 50/50 maybe, LA and then other cities. But you're right. The talent pool behind the camera, as well as the actors, is pretty good in other places. Like in the late 90s, early 2000s,
Hmm.
if I was shooting in Dallas, for instance, I would fly, I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Stylist, production designer, line producer, DP, like the four of us. I remember flying and getting an Airbnb like to South Africa. We all
Yeah.
went and stayed. We all stayed in a huge house and had a barbecue, and the budgets were big. And you took your people because that guaranteed the best work. Like it was just understood. And while I'm a proponent of that, it has not happened. Even now, DPs,
There's no
it's the
trouble.
budget. The budgets don't bear the cost of
Yeah.
flying the DP, and that's married with the quality of craftspeople and technicians in these other markets.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely changed the game for sure. Um, yeah, it's just trying to figure out how to join that and how to be in the right place for that part of the game.
It's a relevant topic. I know we've spent a lot of time on it. New question.
Pass.
No, you can't pass on any of
Oh,
these. Jason, this is a very important show.
yes, sir.
Give us some advice. There's a lot of newer filmmakers listening. Give us some advice for the new filmmaker going into commercials. Maybe she's done her indie film. Maybe she did some sketch series or comedy show or, episode of something. They're into commercials now.
Yeah.
They're going to make a lot of money in commercials between the movies. I'm rolling my eyes for the listener. That's not always going to happen for you. What can you tell them from an experienced first AD and just filmmaker in your, qualified filmmaker in your own right? What's some advice you would give? Like how, not just how to work with an AD, but let's start with that. How can they work with the first AD, prep and shooting?
To kind of keep it quick and simple is that I think just really trust the crew that you hire. Respect the process is
Yeah, look at it's right there on the back of the trailer.
trust you trust your crew because 99% of us have been doing it a while. We're all very good at what we do. I think be open, be okay with realism as far as time goes as well. It's like, the days of having an hour and a half to shoot, a shot are gone. It's if you can't shoot it in 15, then you're in trouble. I think directors that I've always appreciated and I think really do well and get it and can get through schedules these days and spots
Hmm.
are directors that have editing background
Oh, that's a good tip.
just because they
Because
know
you know
what's
what?
going to work and what
Yeah,
you're going to shoot and what you're actually going to use, and you're not spending time shooting a bunch of stuff that will never ever see the light of day. Client agency sitting in the back saying we're never going to use this.
right. They may not like it, or they may understand why you want to shoot it and go, that'd be nice if this were a 43-second commercial
Right.
where they know tonally that's the client's never going to go for her eating with her mouth open that you
Yeah.
think is really funny or whatever it is. And I think a lot of the people in the video village have editing experience because they sit in the room or on the
Well,
Zoom,
I
these
don't
days.
know. I think sometimes maybe I think back in the day they had a lot more experience with that.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel these days it's not that it's a bad thing, but it's younger client agencies coming in that don't have that much experience, and
Oh, interesting.
you as a director have to at times explain that, like, well, listen, you would never cut from this shot to this shot, you would never use this piece, and it takes you kind of explaining it to them and walking them through it through the edit for them to go, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. And I've seen you've done it a million times, other directors I work with, you have to walk them through that process sometimes. But I think as a director, just knowing how to edit and how this is going to cut together really, really helps. I think even selling the product, even getting the job.
Yeah, shoot to cut, I say.
Yeah.
Shoot to cut. I never understand, Jason, how directors even want to approach it. Maybe they have two cameras and they're just like running and gunning, getting all these shots. Because what you're really saying is that the editor then is going to be the chief storyteller
I have a lot to pick from.
because they have so much to pick from. I mean, I love what the editors bring to the project, but many have said it's kind of easy to figure out what you want to do because there's not many takes and there's not an overkill of coverage,
Right.
you know. And I take the agency and the clients through the edit, and I think as I get older I'm working with, there's no middle ground. They're either really young, like our kids' age,
Yeah.
and you're right. It's a good point. They don't have the experience. So I talk them through, like, if they have an idea for a shot, I'm the first to go, yeah, let's do it. Oh, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. But sometimes we may have time today. We don't, but let's say we had time today to shoot that. Where's that going to go in the spot?
Right.
That'll never, I'm telling the younger creative, like, it's never going to make the cut.
Yeah.
And we talk them out of it. Not just to talk them out of it, like we got better things to do. Sometimes it's quicker to shoot it
Yeah,
than talk
exactly.
about it.
And that's true. That's very true. There's very many times that we've done that. It's just like instead of talking about this for 10 minutes, just shoot it, be done, and you're on to the next thing.
I find that's good with like some alternate take that someone thought of that might be brilliant. Like, what if she came in and shook her head up and down frantically? And I'm going, okay, that's weird, but yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So trust your crew. I remember starting out, the EP and the line producer at the production company said, "We're gonna show you some people, but we're gonna recommend our people that have worked for all these other directors that have been doing it for a long time." And I just went along. It was like jumping in the rapids of a river on an
Yeah.
inner tube, and they all had inner tubes all around me. Like, you're not going to fail.
Yeah.
And it actually made the job of directing, I can't say easier, but better. And maybe there's a badge of honor coming into directing commercials where you think you have to be this all-knowing, master of every department.
Yeah.
Tell them how to light it. I couldn't name any of the lights on set, right?
You try though.
Oh, the Binky and the Twinkie and the put a half stop on the kaboobulator. I don't know. And they're always new. I don't know the cameras, the DP. What camera you want to use? I go, the good one, the
Yeah,
new
exactly.
one. You want to use, I got these lenses that, Stanley Kubrick used on the space shuttle. I'm like, great, get those shuttle Kubrick lenses. That's great advice. What about evolving? What are your opinions on evolving as a filmmaker from and it, like whether you're a production designer, a costumer, a director, a first AD, like how have you had to adapt?
Well, I think with the realm of me starting when it was film, and then
Hmm.
came like, the 5D came in and was like, well, film's gone. Everybody's shooting this silly little 5D thing, and then everybody started kind of going back to film. And it was, you're trying to adjust scheduling and timing of things to shoot these because the 5D came and video. It was like, well, everything's going to move faster. You need less equipment, less gear, less crew, all this. Kind of didn't work out that way. So it was kind of that was a weird area to kind of figure out the right way for that all to work.
Hmm.
And I think once everything started to evolve the right way, and I think when the Alexa and the Red and all that came out,
Yeah.
we kind of had it dialed in by then. But then, like, even lights are changing, like you said. Even to this day, it's like there's new lights on set that are I haven't seen before, but they're greater. Everything's controlled through an iPad.
Yeah, the gaffer now has an iPad and is pulling diffusion up and down
Yeah,
within the light itself, it
yeah.
seems.
So I think it's evolving with the technology and the new stuff that's out there. It takes a minute, and I think kind of where we're at is pretty cool. Like with things like that lighting, it may take an extra hour of pre-lighting to get these things set up and programmed. But once you get onto that shoot day and it's like you want to adjust that light or this light here, it's just a tap on the
Oh.
thing and it's done instead of a guy getting on a ladder, another guy holding up a scrim, and it's just those days I think are completely gone. I can't remember the last time we saw lights like that. Um, it's been a while, but I really think people and myself are embracing what is happening right now and the technology that's there. Things have been able to speed up with new devices, Technocranes. They've been
Hmm.
around for a long time, but it's just I think that's just been one of the other great things that have come out to. It's big, it's bulky, but in certain situations that will save your day without setting dolly track, moving
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, I
What
think
about the LED wall? Like, you and I have shot just a couple.
yeah,
I mean, now it's funny because I remember during the pandemic, we did a Toyota couple of days
hmm
on the wall, and then we did the corn. Didn't we do that
yeah, we did the
corn thing
corn.
where it was kind of like using the wall as a joke? But I see on Instagram in my feed directors using the wall all the time. And there's a friend, Kevin O'Brien, a director down in Florida, who's like, he's mastered that tool
Yeah,
so well.
yeah.
And 7 locations, in a day. I found the prep on it was taxing, but now
Um,
it must be dialed in. We're like, 4 years into it. It's commonplace. Do you
yeah.
do a lot of shoots on it?
Not a lot. It's kind of like hit and miss. I did last summer in kind of a different project. I spent like, God, I think it was like 4 to 6 weeks on a volume stage
Oh,
working
wow.
on something that in the beginning I was just kind of like, I shouldn't be here. This isn't going to work. And then just as things grew, it's just like what the things you can do on a volume stage and on a wall. It's pretty amazing, and it
It's
seems to be getting
amazing.
better. And I think there's obviously different um, I guess steps or levels of these walls. Some have the ceiling separated from the wall. Other ones are like right up on it, so there's no seam, which makes a huge difference. You kind of shoot anywhere on it.
Hmm.
For car jobs, I really really like them because it takes a lot of the stress and worry about being out on roads and lining
Safety,
up. And yeah, it's a huge safety thing.
coordination, like logistics are simplified to spinning the car.
Yeah, and you could control the light the whole time. It's not you're never losing light, and it's an amazing new thing. I don't feel it's good for everything.
Yeah.
I think it does have its little niches for sure.
Give us an example of when it wasn't right. You're like, we could have just gone to the aquarium.
Aquarium. I'm trying to think. I'd have to get back to you on that one. I don't know when it was. I think I think the corn thing was
Hmm.
kind of a interesting one, and I think that stage was still trying to figure out how to dial that in. So I think we had an issue with their overhead, the monitor overhead.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
like a funny thing.
You know what? You know what? I'll tell you what that funny thing is real quick. This stage in the valley had a pretty decent LED wall. I want to say it was 2022 when the prices were coming down and people were investing and everything. And when we tech scouted, there was no panel in the ceiling. So we had planned to put a soft rag up to bounce light down, or not bounce, well, yeah, bounce light into it for an overhead source. And a week later, when we show up to shoot, because it was an early tech scout, I'll never forget,
That's
they
right.
had installed
That's right.
a big wall facing the floor. And we said, okay, just turn it white. And they said, well, no, that's another $5,000. I'm like, well, no, we can't put our soft rag up there because your light is there, and we're going to do that and then bounce light into it when you could just turn it on. And the technician that came with the studio was, let's say, less experienced than like at Thunder Studios, where they were one of the first to have one for commercials. So it became a whole thing. I have never used the Unreal Engine for the wall.
Oh,
I've always shot my own plates or acquired one like stock footage, and we shot running footage car. It doesn't make I don't think that makes as much sense, but with the corn and with the Toyota spot we did, it was so specific, like that we had to. You couldn't just create it and have it look real. Although I'm amazed at what people do with the LED wall. What is something I haven't asked you that you thought I would ask you about first ADing or filmmaking?
I don't know if
You're
I
eating your
haven't.
Fruit Loops this morning. You thought, I bet he's going to ask me about not doing a Netflix series. Like, do you just like commercials?
Yeah, I really do love commercials. That's kind of what I came up in. That's where I really wanted to stay. I was fortunate to not have got stuck on the video music world for a long time. I think I did like 3 or 4 music videos in my career, and that was it, and that was enough. Um, TV features, um, it's never really been something I wanted to get into. Although I do love the creativeness, the beauty behind it. Because I think in
Oh yeah.
commercials, because of budgets, because of all this stuff, we've kind of lost the art behind it. in a lot of cases just because budgets. And I
Yeah.
think you had Brian Buckley on a couple weeks ago that I think he really hit the nail on the head with client agency world. It's good enough.
Yeah.
And him saying that just really was like that's really what it is to them these days. Is it's good enough. Like, hey, it's gonna look great on this. Don't worry about it. And I mean, I think from a director's point of view, that's got to be, I think,
Soul crushing.
yeah, yeah. And I've seen it happen on jobs where it's just like, you're trying to make this beautiful thing, and they're just like, no, it's okay. Like, we'll take the other version of it. And it's like, okay,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's not only the aesthetic captured by the camera, I think it's also in the idea itself
yeah,
that people are like, it's good enough. Yeah, Brian Buckley, what a great director. And I was so flattered that he would do the podcast.
yeah,
And he was incredibly nice and generous with his time. And one of the things I loved most was, here he was sort of the white whale. Like, can I get him on the podcast? He's, one of the best directors and Super Bowl king and great comedy and poignant short films and documentaries.
yeah,
And he was just a nice, ordinary guy.
yeah, yeah.
And I,
No,
I don't
it's
mean that as a slight. I mean, it was refreshing that, I thought he would talk for 20 minutes and you couldn't shut him up. Brian Buckley, blah, blah, blah. Helen was like, wrap it up, Brian. I kid. I kid. Jason, the show is called Respect the Process. And this has been,
yes, sir.
time has flown by. Every guest, including Brian, and when Coker gets on here, we end this way. What does respect the process mean to you?
I think you mean in as far as work goes, or in just life itself, or both.
That's up to you. You're the guest.
I think we kind of touched on it earlier. In as far as work goes, is just
Yeah, yeah. Give me a two-part answer.
all right. Two part. I think as far as work goes, it's just respecting each other's jobs. And like I said earlier, you hire these people to do their job. I think this really goes a lot for client agency too. They hire you as a director to do a certain thing.
Trust.
You've talked about it, you've done treatments, you've done all these things. When you get to the shoot day, let you do you. Do what you promised you're going to give them. Let him shoot
Absolutely.
or let her shoot, and don't go to other departments asking them to change things without going through the director first, because it's ultimately your vision.
That's one of my pet peeves, by the way.
Yes, I know. We've seen that before. So I think it's just really respect the process. If there's something you feel could be better, go speak with the director. Talk to him about it. He'll decide if it works. He or she will decide if it works and pass it down from there. And then I think in life, part two is just kind of understanding. I think everything happens for a reason. And I think just understanding that there's steps you have to go through to achieve that goal, whatever the goal is. And that you can't cheat it. There's no shortcut to it.
Mm-hmm.
Go through the process, go through the steps, whether it's going to be tough.
It's like AA. You got to do the steps. You got to make amends.
We're on step 4 right now.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think just respect what is happening, that you have to go through a process to get to where you want to go. And it'll be hard. You'll learn things, but in the end, if that's the goal you want to achieve, you got to go through those steps.
That's a great answer. I like that part too, is so much. Someone was explaining to me philosophically that often in life, the things that taste delicious, metaphorically in the beginning, they're poison. Like, think of sugary treats.
Yeah.
Or, that margarita, you're going to end up with a hangover, but it's so good going in, but at the end, it's not going to be good. And then conversely, things that take a little time, maybe don't taste as good at first, turn out to be good for you. Right? Like turmeric. I don't know. It doesn't taste good, but it's really good for your body and mind.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, thank you for finally, after years of badgering you, being on the show. Great knowledge nuggets for new directors, and I can't wait to see you on set.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It was good to be here, and then understand it's sweeps week, so you got to get these ratings up. So
Right? So I'm going to drop this real quick.
that's right, get it on. Yeah, thank you very much, Jordan. I appreciate it. It was fun talking with you.
Well, thanks. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.